And on that note, cheers, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Michigan Bros Grow Show. It's episode 255. Cheers. We're your panel for Growly, Russ, a.k.a. Spartan Grown, and Red Center Farm, a.k.a. Rosemary's Oasis, a.k.a. delicious-looking taco that he's about to shove his face into. Cheers, everybody.
Face diving into a taco.
That's mostly homegrown taco, right?
What
there.
all? I see a bunch of stuff. Well, what's all on there?
Microgreens out of our garden, broccoli microgreens specifically. There's some pico de gallo that I whipped up, mostly a pepper, more like a pepper pico. There's a couple San Marzano tomatoes in there. I pulled the guts out of the San Marzanos, so it's not so watery and liquidy. I like a lot of lime. Gives a little juice. But a lot of peppers, man. A couple Carmen peppers, which is like a nice long sweet pepper. It kind of looks like a poblano pepper or something. It's really nice and long. Sweet, not spicy, but it has what you would consider like a spicy pepper flavor to it. It's got like, it's just not a hot spice on your palate, right? And then there's some jalapeno in there. There's some serrano in there. A couple cayennes chopped up in there. Datil pepper, which is supposed to be about a habanero-ish pepper. And then I have some habanada. I really like these habanadas because I really love the flavor of habanero. And I'll tell you what, this sauce, this pico de gallo, tastes like habanero base, but it really only has about the heat of the jalapeno.
Nice.
Really nice. So it's tolerable. I can put a lot of it in there. And like I said, it's got, it's mostly a sweet pepper base. So there's just a lot of that. The sweet pepper can really cut a lot of that heat. I've noticed fermenting, cooking, adding different pH foods like pineapple or mango or something like that can really help cut that heat down. And you also, with the heat, you get the additional speed on your metabolism. You get some capsaicin, which is really fucking good for you. And then, of course, the metabolism speeding up will help all of that stuff absorb into your body much more readily available, not just faster. Microgreens. There's some black bean baked beans that are not from our garden, but, something that we put in here. And then some good old-fashioned ground beef, grass-fed ground beef.
Any cheese?
Yeah, we grate our own. We use a good old block of cheese. It's fuck, dude. It's like a tenth of the price buying a block of cheese and just grating it yourself. I think that you get
and it's real cheese.
It's real.
It doesn't have cellulose additive in it.
Yeah, added cellulose, which is basically sawdust, plant fiber. Sawdust, shit like that. So you get to avoid all of those additional processing ingredients. And
it looks and sounds delicious, man.
Fresh, garden fresh. It's that time of year right now. We have a ton of peppers right now, and it's going to be the fermentation season and everything. It's a little noisy here with the dishes running. I'll let Becca finish up and everything. You guys can start chatting. I'm going to finish this taco real fast.
I bet you are. I just wanted to say I had a really delicious taco. I guess it was a walking taco this weekend at a tailgate. Someone made brisket and just cubed it up real big, and I threw that right inside that chip bag with some other goodies on it, and I've never had brisket tacos before, I don't think, and that was really freaking good, man. You guys know I love brisket, but that was really good.
Yeah, that sounds fucking fire.
It was
for that.
Well, it wasn't nearly as healthy as what he's eating or fresh homemade or anything like that, of course. But, I loaded it up with sour krizzle.
There you go. Make it taste good.
Of course.
Nothing wrong with that. We can make it taste good. I'm excited for some seeds I found. I got some
what do you got there?
Hash Church crosses. I got a Sunday driver cross to Hash Church. This is Holy Bananas, which is, I don't know, also across to Hash Church. I'm not sure what bananas cross, but
what's the breeder? Holy Bananas.
Natural born smokers genetics.
Okay, so Holy Bananas is. Am I over the age of 19? I thought it was 18 or
I would
21.
hope
This must
so.
be Canada. Oh, it is Canada.
Yeah.
Holy Bananas, Hash Church crossed with Banana Punch. This says by Symbiotic Seeds, so maybe it's Banana Punch by Symbiotic Seeds crossed with the.
Let me look it up. What was it? Holy Bananas.
I'm on the Natural Born Smokers Genetics website. I guess I could share the screen.
Oh, I didn't put in strain. I looked it up. I remember, and I found it looked like the actual seed pack, like with the minion on it.
I mean, this has got the logo right here at
There
least.
it is. That looks like it. This is the
Yeah, so it must be. I mean, this is their website, I assume. Banana Punch. So I think didn't Medgrower breed with some Banana Punch?
He did use Banana Punch or Primal Punch, wasn't it?
Maybe both. I'm not sure. I know he had Primal Punch for sure, but was Primal Punch Banana Punch cross or something?
Oh, that might be the case. Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be the case.
Was it a banana hammock?
Yeah, but so I'm excited. They're both going to be good hashers. You know what I mean? Or at least the parent strain is. So
that one picture we just saw definitely looked like it. Here's the Primal Punch. It is GG4 cross with Banana Punch.
okay. Yeah, I'm so excited. We'll probably bring those. I'm gonna bring them out to the Chicon Forge. They're fem seeds too, I believe. So we'll hunt through a bunch. I got two packs of the Sunday Driver Cross and one pack of the honey bananas.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's
Yeah,
insane.
the Hash Church is what got my attention. I was like, oh, for Marcus to allow somebody to name his strain after his show, you know it's got to be decent for Hash. Once I saw it, I was like, wow, okay. Then
So
I met the guy at a trade show in Toronto. So
Marcus is on board with this, though. It's not like someone just.
yeah, that's
okay.
legit. Yep.
Okay, that's good. It's good to hear. I mean, it's cool to kind of have like a strain, like a tribute strain, but it's also like I guess a lot of people.
Your name, you want to have a part of it, make it.
Yeah, you'd think.
But he's not as big a grower as he is a hasher. So for him, it's just important for him that it hashes well.
And that was the strain lineage on that one is DNA Kosher Sorbet crossed with Canuck Cookies. I'm assuming the Canuck Cookies is probably where a lot of that frost comes from.
Yeah, I would guess. Some good Canadian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next one I'm going to pop in my home garden is this one that Emily brought. Super Silver Haze, Mr. Nice Seeds. So,
I mean, Super Silver Haze is like one of the original OG haze, like not crosses, but like haze strains that I guess got me into haze, if that makes sense. It's like we're just one of the first ones where I'm like, oh, I like the way this one grows, and I was like, I like the way this one smells. I was like, ooh, I like the effects on this one. It was just kind of hitting all those boxes. I've grown a few different crosses of it, and I think it was Silver Kush, which might have also been a DNA Genetics or maybe Crockett Family Farms, one of them. And that was just the standout, man. I was still growing intense then, but that'd be a clone I'd bring back if I could snap my fingers. And
how often does that go through your head? Because it goes through my head way more than it should. Like all those early strains that I grew that I'm no longer growing and I gave up on because I grew something that was better. What if I grew them now? Would they be good?
Yeah.
Would they be bad? Oh, it tortures me.
I mean, there's definitely some I miss for sure, and it's more about like not necessarily as a grower, but as a smoker is the reason I miss them. Like that white diesel comes to mind because it was just such a narcotic effect. I had never experienced anything like that with cannabis. That was like, I don't know, just narcotic is I guess the only way I can really describe it. But I could see the medicinal value there, obviously. Certainly the Silver Kush for the effects of it. And there's a handful. But that's the thing. You can't keep them all. You can't catch them all as much as you want to. I just wish that those strains that I did lose, and I probably lost out of failure, whatever it might be. It could be like a humidity, dehumidifier failure. It could be grower failure, right? Directly. Whatever the reasons that I lost those. It's like, yeah, you're always trying to progress. You're always going to try to keep finding something new. And I don't know, to sit here and just think that you could grow it better, maybe, 2, 5, 10 years later, like even with all that experience, it's like, yeah, maybe, but you're probably just going to grow it differently. But like ultimately it all starts with the genetics and the genetic potential, and everything we do as growers, in my opinion, is going to take away from it, not going to, but can potentially take away from it. So it's like, we just have to do our best to allow the genetics to express themselves fully, and maybe that is providing a certain temperature, or a certain humidity, or a certain light spectrum, or a certain watering period, or number of waterings, or whatever it is, all those variables that come into play, right? But ultimately, like, I don't know, it's almost like you have to do it 100 times just to figure out what that really best way is, and then it's like, is it really marginally worth it, or am I figuring out something huge?
Yeah, but I still think like my early on year one plants, you know what I mean, in my garden of today would be way different outcome, because they're not growing in a tent. They're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The environment's more controlled. There's so many factors.
Yeah, more cross lighting, right? Like there's
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I still prefer to reach for strains that I've never grown before. I don't go back to I haven't gone back to old strain that I've already grown before.
I think I've done that to try to like just pop seeds and see if I get something similar, or if I get something different, maybe, but I don't think I've ever done that and kept anything around. It was more or less just popping.
I guess I did with Vortex. So I correct myself. So I did grow Vortex before, then got away from it, and now I'm back to it again. So
okay, yeah, that's fair.
yeah, but that's it.
It's very, very rare, few and far between.
Yeah.
What's up, Becca? Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey y'all, just battling Ruben, but doing okay. He was passed out. He was very asleep, and then as soon as I sat down here,
It's like show started. Let's go, guys.
oh,
Ooh, smack set. I just sat down with tacos.
So that wasn't Ruben doing the dishes?
no. Had to. If we don't do them now, they would not get done tonight. And I prefer bedtime dishes than morning time.
Yeah, you prefer a clean kitchen going to bed? I know that sounds like someone else I know.
I'm good with either way. Like, I'll do it the other way if I'm real tired, but I just know in the morning I'll be happier if I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
It's easier to just clean out a dishwasher in the morning.
Stop.
I like doing dishes in the morning. I don't mind. I like doing them while I'm making my coffee.
That's fair.
Whip them out while I'm doing my coffee.
See, my coffee is an active thing, being espresso and steamed milk and whatnot. So it's not you can just throw a drip on and you got 5-10 minutes or whatever. But
I do a
appreciate
pour
that.
over. I stand there and fucking.
Oh, okay. So you're washing with one hand, pouring with the other.
He does not do that. It's a long process. It's like maybe he'll start the hot water and get his coffee ready, and then maybe
I guess you got to heat up the water too.
And then he'll forget about the water and the coffee.
And then we're overflowing resins.
True.
Spartan, there's someone else moving behind you too, right? You're not the only one in that room.
No, Emily is hiding. Yes. She's not feeling the greatest, so I don't know if she wants to participate.
But she's with us in spirit, and sort of. Yeah, she's with us.
She's session with us at the very least.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Fair
take
enough.
a nap and I'll come up there. Settle my stomach a bit.
I didn't even see you back there. That's crazy.
She hides well.
Just look like
I gotta move my chair up there though, and that's a task.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, we're slowly getting her incorporated and moving in.
I'm just gonna
Room
leave
at
a
a time.
different chair up here.
How exciting.
But yeah, it looks awesome. I love the plants. She's definitely a good influence on me.
Is
On the
this
decor.
the same room you're usually in? Is it?
Yes, it's the same room.
Whoa. Or is it-
Whoa.
Is it even the same color?
Yes.
The
Yeah,
green?
we did not paint. We didn't paint.
I was thinking the green was different too.
I've always been green and white. That's my colors, man. Green and white.
Makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
the plants just make it pop. And
Oh,
the
definitely.
pop.
Thank you.
Maybe it's the curtains. Did you have drapes like that before?
He had just a white sheet, one panel.
There it is.
One
See,
sheet.
that's the
It
whole.
was curtain. It wasn't a sheet, but yeah, it was white. But yes, the curtains are different for sure. They're just saying how they couldn't believe it was the same room. Thought we painted
The
it.
curtains draw the whole room together.
Well, it's also there's another desk with full desk-like things on it right behind him, which wasn't there before. I mean, I know the
Yeah.
curtain changed, but you guys
No,
are
and
tripping.
thankfully-
over
I'm
it.
talking about the walls, man. The walls. You know.
I know
I
the
mean-
walls aren't melting; they're still there. It's
Green.
still green and white. They're still sparkling
Green,
colors.
green and white, but it wasn't before because now it's an orange curtain.
Well, see, that was the great part, though, is that I had green walls on the majority of mine.
That's
So
hilarious. It works.
we already knew the color scheme would work.
Well, we like green walls over here.
There you go.
All right. So, in solidarity with the rest of the team here, I'm going to change my lights to green, and we will all be happy.
I like it. The green,
There we go.
green goes well with your white hat. I like
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
But now that I'm up here, we have to mute for the dab because otherwise the torch is too loud.
Mhm.
So BRB.
Got to get one of those Superior Buds expensive mics. I know he's in chat. That you could just light a torch right next to it. It doesn't pick it up somehow. I don't
do
understand.
I do have an expensive mic, but she would have to hold it like behind the mic or to the side of the mic, not in front of the mic, because it only will pick up what's in front of it.
Him and his wife will hit a dab at the same time and you can't hear it.
Have
He
you
knows
tested
what's
it? You've tested it already? It's too loud.
We'll try it. We'll have an open mic.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Let's-
I was
Yeah,
looking for
yeah.
my blazer. I don't know where it's at. Never used the dang thing.
Oh, you got what? An email? Do you want to talk about that?
Did I tell you guys about this fandangled electronic device that sits under your banger and keeps your banger at a certain temperature for as long as you need to, as long as you've got power or backup power? Okay. Thank you.
How's
Spencer.
the torch? It was loud as shit to me. Do you guys hear the torch?
I know we only hear it when you're talking. Like right now, I can't hear it at all. Yeah, there's nothing. I got nothing, dude. There's no
Yeah,
audio coming.
silence. He just Red over here just said,
This
"Let's
thing.
turn this into a pipe." I said, "It's baby food."
What about this loofah? We could turn this loofah into a pipe.
Okay, but have you turned a gourd into a pipe before? Because I did it last year and it was really cool.
Washes over here.
What kind of gourd?
That's not.
It was one of those ones that you can get at like a Julasco, like with the decorations. So it was like green with yellow bumps on it.
I don't know what a Jalasco is.
Oh,
Jewel.
Julasco.
A grocery store chain.
Yeah,
like
grocery
a,
store.
Like a Polly's Country Market.
Like they have like the pumpkins for carving and then the pumpkins for like pies. And then they have the gourds that are like the decorations around the pumpkins.
It's a gourd. Man, it's a
I
gourd.
gotcha. I'm more stuck on the name of this grocery store chain that I've never heard of, and then you compared it to some other grocery store chain that I've never heard of. So, but I'm imagining things now.
I'm sorry that you shop at weird
It's like a
places.
Kroger. You could go into a Kroger.
Very rural places, okay. I understand Kroger. There's Kroger and Meyer and
Yeah, well, these are like smaller grocery stores
I
that
got,
aren't
perfect.
size as like a
I got the
Meijer.
perfect bowling board.
Get that thing.
This is from last year.
This
Still
is
good.
this is last year's gourd.
Wow,
This thing.
that would be a sweet bong because of the.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's only this little round bottom bong here.
yeah. Can we make this happen, please? You
Like
should
a
make a cast out of it.
We're never gonna eat it, so we might as well.
Might as well make a bong or a pipe or something out of it. I mean, look at this thing's bulbous.
It's so weird. Such a weird shape. So
It's weird, huh? It's just
It's
weird.
kind of weird shape. It looks like a very familiar shape.
Going?
It's longer than your torso.
Well, certainly longer than my torso.
We had some weird shaped ones. Grab the two. Grab the double.
Oh.
Definitely long.
Might have already showed it. This weirdo.
Don't start.
We call this one the
That's Judy the booty.
Truck nuts. It's
Yeah.
truck nuts. It's
Man,
truck nuts.
Yeah, looks
It's
like
truck
balls
nuts.
to me.
It's
Dog
balls
nuts?
or
Looks
butt.
like a booty too.
Balls.
You need to make a cast of both of those things. One of them you're gonna hang from your
Sorry.
truck.
So if you were to unzip your zipper and just hang those in your zipper, tell me that wouldn't be funny.
It is a good Halloween costume. You guys should put on a silk robe or a trench coat. You guys could be a flasher, and then you just flash that, and you could be Rosemary, the flasher, the gourd flasher, Rosemary flasher.
they call
You
me
can do it.
Gordon.
Stop biting. So funny. Oh,
Gordon Pumpkinfoot.
So those were two wild looking gourds. How many of you guys how many different types did you guys grow this year?
this year we grew green zucchini, yellow summer squash, a patty pan squash like this.
Nice.
These are zucchinis, believe it or not.
That's a zucchini. Wow.
squash.
Ruben.
Well, so zucchini, summer squash, and patty pans, and those are all summer squash, and then pumpkins and basically the stuff on a vine. Pumpkins, spaghetti squash, butternut squash. Those are all winter squash varieties. So you have summer squash varieties, you have winter squash
I
varieties.
grew a shit ton of acorn squash.
You have like 15.
Acorn squash, I believe, is a winter squash variety.
Yeah.
We only have like one teeny tiny little winter squash or acorn squash that came up. It's like
Also with winter squash.
these are tiny pumpkins, Jack B. Little pumpkins. We probably have like 10 of those.
Jack be quick.
Nice.
And they're good for
Baby food.
Pies.
they're good for
like,
baking.
Okay.
Pies,
like
yeah.
making a mash.
I'm gonna make baby food with
We
them.
actually had a really cool spaghetti squash.
Oh yeah.
These are green mutations, so this is not a yellow spaghetti
Not
squash.
yellow, but they're all-
Green.
Looks like a zucchini kind of.
Yeah, it looks a lot like it.
Have you cut it open yet? Are you sure it's a squash?
We had the same seeds. We had this happen 2 summers ago.
Okay.
And so
Seems to be a
we
1
didn't
in
plant
10.
those seeds, but it does come out sometimes green instead of like yellow.
Leave the squashes alone. Leave them
We got
alone.
a couple of those out there. And Hella
Leave
Loofah, which
Leave
I'm
it.
super excited about. I've
Leave
got
it.
some that are starting to go yellow and get spongy, so I'm excited
This
for that.
is a baby.
Did you eat any when they were young?
This
This
is one right here.
we have.
Tried it?
No, we just brought it in today because
Oh,
I love it. I was waiting for that.
Really good. Yeah, it's really good.
does it taste like a cucumber?
It's like a grass, like grass.
grass.
Oh, he's honest.
It's a glowing review. 3 stars from What's
Bitter.
Farm.
You gotta chew like a cow now.
It might
Bitter.
be too big. You've got to get them tiny.
It's juicy on the inside. It's not like fibrous. No, you can't have it. Maybe you can. You want it? You want to try it?
We got more. It's okay.
She's like, no, I'm not on camera. I don't want to spit it out on camera in front of her.
Yeah.
We did grow cucumber melons, those tiny little cucumber
Mhm.
melons, and those are still going and super tasty.
Ruben's accepting the loofah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna eat
New
that.
toy.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, this is probably as good as time as ever to announce that these two fine individuals for Rosemary's Oasis will be on the Variables podcast this week. So we got plenty of questions for you. And are you guys gonna do a video, like a walkthrough?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a walkthrough. I'll see what we can get sent over to you, posted. It's weird because of sending stuff, bit rates and things like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, I think an unlisted YouTube video might be the best way. That way it's uploaded like full res, and then we can you don't have to like share it. You can still publish it, but you don't have to share it until after, or it'll just be like a hidden link. You know what I mean? Until we play it. Actually, I don't even know if it'll expose the link if I do that. But
Could we just
probably
could you just post? Could you just play it? Could you play a video if we post it on Instagram or on YouTube?
yeah, what I'm saying is like you can post it publicly, you can unlist it, or you can have it private. If it's
Oh, okay.
private, it's shared with certain individuals or just yourself. If it's unlisted, it's technically public, but you have to have the link for it or whatever. And then public is obviously just public. So either way, yeah, I could just play it right from your channel.
All right, sweet. That's cool.
I'm gonna take a midday nap so I can stay up that late. 'cause
It's almost a requirement.
time.
Oh, we had a busy week this past week, and I didn't get a nap in before. I don't think I did on this past Friday, and I had to get up early on Saturday morning, and I'm just like, I actually about 45 minutes ago slept on the couch for about 3 minutes, woke up to my alarm, like, okay, thank God that alarm was still set.
Dude. That's good that you had the alarm going.
Yeah. It's always that green room alarm just to make sure we're here. I say on time, but I think I was the first one here tonight, but I was here like 2 minutes early.
We
I got set alarm, get up early. I have to be at work, like at the warehouse at 8 a.m.
You got shipments coming, or you got stuff going
No,
on?
I
or what?
got someone coming working on the roof, so I have to be there so they can have access to power. And yeah,
how fun.
oh, that's gonna be. So I got tons of stuff to do there, so that'll be fine.
Let's start the week off with a little bit of Monday work motivation.
Yeah.
He's
It's,
throwing it around.
What's he doing?
He's throwing this.
I knew it was going to be a toy.
He just like he throws
He's
toys.
throwing it. He just chucked it. He doesn't know what to do with it. There he goes. Yeah, cool. Get your kid. Get your dogs the loofah. Get your kids the loofah too. Get your dogs the loofah.
Did you save any of the seeds? Did you let any go to be able to collect seeds?
Yeah, I've got some probably like 4 big ones, and they have to go yellow, and that means there'll be like loofah material on the inside, and then you just shake out the seeds.
Okay, cool.
So I'm hoping for a couple. We've got so many squash though, so I just worry about if they hybridized at all.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to try. That's
I
for
don't
sure.
think they will. It's like a totally different flower.
It's a weird flower.
It's a totally different flower. I'd be surprised if they. I'm sure they can. I don't know. It's like a totally different flower. It's
pretty cool.
I don't know what I would describe it as. It's different to explain. Yeah, it's different than a squash flower.
Instead of coming directly out of the vine, there's like a huge long stem that leads up to like bulbs of flowers, but
Yeah.
only one comes out at a time.
Just keep flowering. It's super cool. Like the whole top of our arbor and trellis is just these tall flowers shooting out, and it's all this loofah plant. It's super cool. Not a lot of fruits, but a lot of male flowers.
That's
There's
one that I've tried growing for 2 years now. The first year I didn't have it in like sunny enough of a spot. And then this last year I had it in too rocky of a spot. Like there was too much like gravel around. So I haven't had much luck with that one, but I want to give it a shot for sure.
It took us a couple years to get them
There's the
to.
flower, if you can kind of see.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's like a bunch more buds beneath it.
So
Like they're
what-
Well,
they keep popping. Yeah. So it's like super productive. And then there's like the fruits, the female flowers pop out and they got a fruit on them. And it's that one looks a little more similar to a squash flower, like a female squash flower, maybe like a cucumber or something. Yeah, like a cucumber flower, I'd say. It looks more like a cucumber, which has the little fruit already dangling. But these are little tiny little worm looking fruits that are super cool. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to take the loofahs
that's
and cut
sunflower.
them into like washcloth size,
one right
and then
there.
take cotton yarn and crochet around them and make little washcloths.
That's one of the female loofah flowers. And the ants just love
Ants love that nectar.
on the nectar like
I
crazy.
popped off one of the bottoms and it was like sappy. So I think they're eating whatever
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's the size.
But
we
I
need.
I totally failed at it last year. I put them. I don't even remember. I don't think the seeds even came up. I don't think
Yeah,
they
Nothing
just like did
happened.
not do well. And this year it was like my goal was to get some good looking starts going. And then the arch that we have is pretty direct sun. I think we put them on the side that gets shade or the side that doesn't get shade.
no, we put them in the direct sun side.
The
but
direct sun side.
We put some shade screens over them this year. We did a lot of shading this year. The sun has been extra. That's the dog.
It's like, is that he's chopping that loofah? What is that? No, he's just drinking water.
Is I gotta get him some more water. He's getting down to the end of the bowl.
So we
The,
babied them. We babied them until they just took off, but it took a minute.
I'm curious to hear about your chickens, especially with Ruben. But before we get there, I want to play one for you guys. You guys want to see something funny?
Ah!
The gang shows up.
I love the one in the back that's just a little lost.
What is that little squirt? Is that a rooster?
That's
Yeah.
a bantam rooster. Yeah.
And that white one up top looked like a rooster too.
Yeah, there's 3 roosters. One of them doesn't look like a rooster anymore, but that white one is the he's, I would say, in the middle of the pecking order of the 3 roosters. Obviously the bantam's at the bottom just because of the size, but the one that doesn't look, I'm going to pull it back up. The one that doesn't look like a rooster is the head honcho, and I'll tell you why.
Something funny.
In a second, rather.
Rooster there.
So this one right here is the biggest hen we have, and it's also one of the youngest hens we have. This back here is a rooster, but he's like that middle of the road rooster. This one right here,
Oh yeah, he
When-
was a bastard.
before he was even full grown, grew up same time as this one, but before they were even full grown, like within I think a month or 2 of them going outside, they had 3 raccoons attacking the coop one night. And while my dog took care of one and I took care of the others, I thought this rooster was dead at the bottom of the coop. It was like bloodied up, tore apart, and everything. And so like I went to go take care of him, you know what I'm saying? Just take care of the body, and all of a sudden I see that he's breathing. He's like bloody and everything, but he's breathing still. I'm like, all right, let's nurse him back to health, you know. And now he is just the most badass dude. He chases the kids around, he chases my wife around. Like you gotta like
He's
give him a
like,
good,
nothing can kill me. I'll come
yeah,
back. from anything."
yeah, man. He's zombie apocalypse type rooster, but he's doesn't have a tail, so he's supposed to look like that bantam, but he's missing like the whole tail basically of his ass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's wild, but he survived. He's
Got some
doing
balance,
well.
Love it.
They're hardy. Ours that got attacked by Ruben and was bloody, and I thought he was gonna have to, finish
Take it
the
out
job.
back.
She did just fine, and we put her a couple days in isolation, and she was like getting pissed off that she was separated. So put her back with everyone, and she did just fine. It healed up. She's got feathers. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fully feathered again.
Yeah, so she's feathered. I haven't really pulled her wing back to look, but
It is.
Are your chickens molting right now? Because ours are starting to that weird.
Only one of ours really has done that in the past. She gets a weird, like, little bald spot, but not
There-
really.
It's maybe I'm not using the right word. What's
Yeah,
the
tree? Not tree. I was trying to get in. But knocking on the door. There they
hello?
are.
Hey,
they do this thing where they look a little haggard. Hey guys, what's up?
It's like they get this like winter coat almost. I don't know.
Do you dust them with diatomaceous earth?
No, they do that plenty themselves by digging holes in all of our pots around. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
That's-
half dirt
that's-
now.
themselves. They're covered in perlite. Destroyed perlite and grind perlite down into their own perlite
I've
dust.
sprinkled diatomaceous earth before in their they have 2 like big planters in their smaller enclosed area that they go in and do that, and so I sprinkled that in there in the past. Just helps.
Mhm.
Never seen any, knock on wood, any bugs on them, but we also, the whole place is surrounded by mint, so I think that might really help. They like run through the mint all day, and it's tall. They just,
They don't like it.
sometimes they'll eat it, but most of the time they just leave it be.
So with the mint, there's a ton of flowers because we let the mint flower. We could go and just pull it all out, but it adds for a good canopy for the chickens. It keeps the soil cool, keeps moisture down there, slows evaporation, and the flowers bring in additional pollinators, and so it's kind of an additional
Smells-
Yeah, it's a pollinator system that we don't actually have to even maintain or even, care about. It's
They've
doing its
gotten
own
so
thing.
tall around the chicken area that it's created like a little canopy for them. So they
Oh wow.
go and hide in the shade. It's like probably,
Are they laying eggs back there?
There's eggs all over now.
They were
The new
laying
ones are
them
laying
in
everywhere.
in the compost. I'll just find eggs places.
They're
They
just
just
Popping
pop
out,
'em.
popping eggs out while they're running across the yard now.
I've seen that twice in the last couple weeks. I'm like, that's a freaking egg right in the middle of the yard. Like, what are you guys doing? You just probably got scared and
Couldn't hold it in anymore. Just like, and I've like seen a couple come straight out of these chickens. It was crazy. It was like watching
oh, that's cool.
when the new ones, we weren't sure if they were laying yet. And so I was like, I would watch them all and kind of see, because they wouldn't go up into the coop while they were enclosed, because the older ladies kind of control it. And so they would wait for me to come open the door, and then they'd go bolting to this spot they like to lay at. And I just would watch them. They'd get really low. Like, that looks uncomfortable, but they're
like,
tiny, teeny
hold
little
the
eggs.
laying. They're like holding it for the proper order. You have to lay in a certain order.
They're like this big
Chickens are
eggs,
wild.
like teeny tiny little things.
It's funny talking about the mint. I have a little bit of your chocolate mint that I got from you guys a couple years, maybe 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah,
A nice little patch going in the front side bed over here.
so
Which is
productive. That chocolate mint smells so good. And it's
Yeah, dude. So I got chocolate mint and spearmint now in my yard. I'll need to get some peppermint.
Nice.
It's annoying in like growing spaces, but I love it just being everywhere. It's so versatile, and
I love
I
this.
like it fresh and dried. Like it's
Smells so good too.
yeah.
yeah. If you manage it, you gotta stay on top of it. You gotta harvest it.
I just run over it with a lawnmower if it gets
Yeah,
in
that's
the yard.
let it grow out into your yard.
Smells good.
You'll never lose it. And just keep cutting it back, keep bonsaiing it down, The roots are the sensitive things. Even still, I mean, you keep them fairly moist, you can propagate those things so easy.
I thought I got rid of it in this area at the beginning of the season, and it's just now that I haven't been out there as frequently, it came right back just as strong. And it's everywhere. It's so annoying. I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have spent 2 hours pulling this mint out of here.
Yeah, that's impossible. That's why I stop it.
But yeah, I mean, it's in our like blueberry bed.
Oh no.
We have like 8 blueberries, and so we just manage it. I would just try to like keep it away from the like actual blueberry plants.
Yeah, just cut circles around your plants.
Much.
I weed whack my fence lines, you know what I mean? But I've got raspberries just growing along a fence line out of the box that they've grown. There's like 2.5 foot tall box I built. They're now, gone all the way through and like out of the box and down the fence. I'm just like, all right, just have at it. It's more raspberries for you. The rest are the chickens.
It takes a minute for them to get big, but then once they start taking off, like our blackberry is like all taken over our whole fence in the back and started, encroaching towards us, and the raspberries finally getting big too.
The mint ends up being a very nice source of biomass. Mint ends up being a very nice source of biomass if you're making insect repellents and things like that. It makes it great. Like soak the leaves in water basically and let it kind of ferment and just water your garden with it. I'm not saying that it's going to like completely deter pests completely, but it will definitely act as a repellent for some species. It can attract butterflies, bees, moths, and you consider maybe butterflies and moths pests because they're gonna maybe draw caterpillars and things like that. But they also, the flowers of mint and mint itself, and another reason why we like planting things like yarrow, which is a really nice perennial, and we have daisies and we have echinacea, coneflowers, and things like that, because all of those perennials attract predatory wasps, parasitic flies, all those things that are coming in as predatory insects to help with the moths and maybe the aphids, or I don't know, leaf hoppers, grasshoppers that decide to keep you up all night long because they get in your ducted work. Call back to last week. It's a big part of it. This year we have this Mexican sunflower right next to our cannabis plant, and that thing's bringing there's butterflies all over it, but there's also bumblebees and honeybees and wasps all over that. And that cannabis plant is incredibly clean. We found some thrips and some things like that on a couple of the leaves and maybe on the innards, but it's not all over the plant, and it's certainly not all over the garden either. There's a really nice, if you just look, you kind of got to step back and focus, because if you're up really close to a plant, you don't really see it. If you're just like walking, you don't really see it. But if you step back and you kind of like gaze through the space of all of the trees and things, all you see is just a world of microscopic insects and whatever's out there flying around and doing their thing, and some are pests, some are prey. The round thing is the cannabis, and
that's cannabis, and then on the left, the other side is
this right
that's
here.
just as big as the
just
one sunflower.
Yeah, that's one seed. So I have.
It's crazy.
And what's even more crazy is that big giant plant. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. This is one of those seeds from that big giant sunflower plant. Super tiny seed in my hand, guys, because the flower itself only produces about 1 or 2 seeds on each flower. And there's a ton of male pollen stamina everywhere, but there's 1 or 2 little female seeds in each flower. Pretty wild.
That is crazy.
And the monarchs love it. Every day there's monarchs on it.
Seen a lot of monarchs
Super
out there.
pretty.
We have seen monarchs in our garden pretty much also the last 3 weeks. We've had a couple different sized monarchs out there floating around. There's we had a mantis colony in the beginning of the year. Last year we had a nice egg sac that we found, and over the winter we kind of let it overwinter out there, and we noticed some babies early in the season, and so I haven't really seen them since early summer. We have had this drought come through, so
Yeah, I wonder if they're.
but in our back cannabis area where we haven't really filmed too much this year, we had some of our pheno hunt plants back there. We let the chickens in there to clean up some of the weed pressure and grass pressure growing. They cleaned it up back there, man. It's just a nice little cannabis crop back there now. Now they're going to kick them out of there and cover everything, because they like to dig, and they do get a little close to your stalks, and they'll dig a little heavy down into the old original root ball. So we got to get in there and get a little maintenance, cover up the soil. But we had a nice cloudy, rainy day. I wasn't too worried about it today. The whole state of Michigan, I think, got a nice little rain. It's been a drought. This is like the first year where we haven't had like, I don't know, like the end of August, early September being our rain season. Like it's just been our drought season is usually in July, and this year it's been green all year. I've been cutting grass like a motherfucker. Sorry, cutting grass like crazy all year, dude. Like 3 times a week, as much as I'm able. It's been wild.
Oh, not lately.
I mean, once every 3 weeks lately. Fuck, dude, it's been hectic. But like, no, seriously, like haven't even needed to cut the grass a couple weeks ago, and it's dead. And out here, it's hardly growing, dead. But
Hopefully that changes after that little sprinkles we got today.
yeah, nice
We
little
got a lot.
saturation.
Really?
From like 5 p.m. on, it's been raining.
It's still raining. It's nice and wet.
It's supposed to be under 70 tomorrow for the first time in a long time, I think.
Like-
Yeah, since the first time since May. Unless it was like 2 a.m.
Tara, not true. How you guys doing? What are you guys up to? How was your weekend?
Hey, we're good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I worked.
We were talking about how dry it's been. Anybody have experience with the dead deer that's happening around there with this EHD disease that's going on? That's getting into the deer, and they're going into ponds, and it's like into their respiratory system.
What is What's that?
EHD. I think Fergoli's on it right now. Just looking it
Yeah.
up, but
I'll share
I was
it.
trying to find a map to see if there's any up in Michigan or what's going on in our county. But with the drought that's happening,
Hemorrhagic disease.
Blue
definitely
tongue
need some
Blue
rain.
tongue. Ooh, it's viral.
spread by biting flies. Outbreaks occur seasonally with the life cycle of the insects that spread virus and usually peak in late summer to early fall. The severity of outbreaks varies regionally and annually with the drought and other factors. And deer in some regions have from EHD or blue tongue, aka blue tongue, virus experience high fever and dehydration. So they often move toward water to drink and cool off. Sick and dead deer are often found in or near water during outbreaks, like the deer seen in the photo above, taken in Kentucky by wildlife biologist Joe Lacefield. Few and far between, but prior to 2000.
Yuck.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's a deer?
Yeah, it's deer in the water.
What?
Yeah.
Deer in the water.
Before that.
Anyways, yeah, it's been going on around here, and just thought I'd mention it.
If you're seeing this a couple days from now, there was a warning there a couple seconds ago. You may have missed it. Go back and just
Go down.
don't
Wait,
watch
go
that part.
Look at stuff, man. That's gross.
Ooh.
Lactose.
We still have the warning. Yeah. All right. Okay. Warning. You can watch now, guys. You can watch. You can share.
Find a deer with a blue tongue or in the water. Don't eat it.
Or drink the water either, probably.
Yeah, probably stay out of the water, honestly.
I'll check it. We're good. I just been working a lot. Brought down my one room this week. That took them all day to get that down. They started at 7 and they were still going. I think they got done at like 6:30 that night. So 14, give or take 1,400 plants needed to get down, and so I spent a few days getting the room cleaned and foaming on Friday and ready to go for Monday. So I'm actually, I think we're gonna transplant on Tuesday if I can remember correctly. But yeah, it was interesting to get to see all that come down and smell it. It smelled so good. There was blueberry muffin in there, and oh goodness, that smelled so wonderful.
Nice.
But yeah, it was. I finally got in on a room clean and did the foaming, and that was pretty interesting. And
Got your own mask.
yeah, I got my own mask now, so I look like a minion. But yeah, it was a good time, and I enjoyed doing it and learning a new aspect of the cleaning portion of it. And I love to clean, so
Well, hey, sounds like you guys could also use some UV cleaning lights called the tarantula predators.
hey there.
Get
I definitely have passed along that to the people at work and been talking about them. And we have fluence lights. Matter of fact, I just had a couple go out, one in each room, and needed to get them switched out. I don't have to do any of that stuff, thank goodness.
We did go
Yeah.
see Baked yesterday and got
Yeah.
some new
Oh,
flavor.
sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you got the puke.
got
That brings
some
the power.
concentrates, got
That's
some
what
dabs.
puke's the best one to
Got
mix,
me.
man.
Got to meet
Yeah.
Goblin. She's super cute.
Goblin.
Goblin, yeah.
New addition. She's adorable.
She is a cute little thing. I can't believe how
Oh,
small and tiny she is.
so little.
Yeah.
Really cute though. So it was fun to get to meet her yesterday. He's doing good.
Yeah, we
But
saw Bake today. He came over. He was playing cards with us.
nice.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, we're just waiting for GG4 and these flowers to come along. We're waiting for Halloween. Come on.
That's when you have harvest, Halloween.
Be around that
yeah,
time.
right around there. Obviously,
Nice.
they're not
It's
to the day.
might be ready by Halloween, actually.
Yeah,
To smoke.
we'll see. I don't know. Obviously, it's trichome dependent in my look, but
Is it all going to concentrate, or is it going to be flour?
we'll have to see. I'm not sure yield wise yet what I'm looking at, so kind of gonna base it on that. I think at this point.
I'd say if we do anything, it'd be like the motherfucking Jones or the Junior Mints, aka Junior Mints.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do something with that, but I don't think we have that many plants of it. So
That's the most we have. There's like 8 of those. What
Oh.
do you mean?
I don't have the count in front of me. Sorry, I honestly couldn't tell you what we've got downstairs.
There's three Storm Shadows. There's 2 GG4s. There's 1 Cherry Paloma, and then the rest are motherfucking Jones. There's 13 plants total.
So it sounds like we're probably gonna do something with the motherfucking Jones. But yeah, we've been wanting to do something with it, so not sure which way we'll go with it. Like I said, it's gonna depend on yield. Sometimes that one can get a little flaky and throw some seeds every now and again, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
So far, so good.
But so far, so good. It's in a new tent, so I'm hoping new tent and nice controlled system that we won't have any issues this time. No big swings or anything.
Sweet.
And we still got cats. If anybody wants the cats, I've still got a lot of cats
Oh, I do
here.
not want a cat.
Oh,
We do have a plan on getting spayed or neutered here, 4 of them, soon,
yeah.
and then another one after that. So there's gonna be 5.
So that'll be ready to go.
Well,
so that's also.
One
I
per-
feel like that's going to be like enticing because then people don't have to go get get it fixed themselves. It'll already be taken care of. So hopefully
Still
we'll be
a
able
living
to.
thing. It's a pet that you have to take care of.
Yeah.
True.
Yep. It's still a pet you gotta take care of.
Man, I got endo, and they told me she was like almost 2, and that they were going to wait until she was over 2 to get her fixed, and that she was over 2, and that they were going to wait to get her fixed till she was over 2, but then they didn't have the money for it, and they figured they weren't going to keep her anyways, so they just pushed it off a few more months. And so when I got her, she was just about 2.5, like 2 years, 4 months, something like that. And she went into heat like a week before I had the spay appointment set up. And I'm like, all right, this is fine. I knew what I was going into. But I mean, she's a big dog, so that's a lot to handle. But it is a lot more enticing when they already are. It absolutely is.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll be able to get rid of a few of them, and then the next batch is getting ready to start eating real food and hopefully get weaned and can start shipping them out too. Oh, please, somebody take these cats off our hands.
A good barn.
Gotta
animal.
find somebody on a
Everybody got
farm.
barn. Exactly.
You get a free cat with every ounce.
Yeah.
Leave a message in comments. Reach out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Within reason, I'll deliver.
Well,
Okay.
random in chat just says looking for some outside farm kitties. So you guys got to hook up.
hey, there we go.
Somebody in chat already?
Yeah,
Sure.
random.
All right.
That's awesome.
Nuttree is on it. He's like, let me get into that. Hold on.
It's like, I don't want to be taking care of these things
Well,
for anybody.
He's the one having to do the work.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I'm down in Cincinnati. I stay down in Cincinnati Monday through Friday now, so I don't even come back up here until Friday night or Saturday morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, trust me, it's way
Takes a
better
lot
than
of
driving back and forth to Cincinnati every day. That was like, that was getting to me. I didn't know how much more I could do that.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
I think I actually, it was 15 weeks that I drove every day back and forth to Cincinnati. So
Oh no.
yeah, it's been a lot, but it's been worth it. I really do I love my job. So, yeah, I really do like it. It's just enough stress that it's not too nutty and nothing hair pulling or anything like that. But it's it's different kind of managing people and getting to know their personalities and trying to get everybody to cohesively work together also. And we recently just everybody can't listen to their earbuds anymore and music, so everybody's a little disgruntled about that just because of just contamination and that we needed to like batten down the hatches a little bit better. And so having to find music that everybody likes is like, oh, that right there is nerve-wracking in itself. And I'm like, I'm over it.
Just do like us psychopaths do and work in silence.
Oh, I can't do that at all. I do not
Like
want to be in my
classical.
head.
Yeah,
Maybe have
classical is a go-to.
certain days, maybe Wednesday classical,
I
Thursday
we're
rap
trying
or
to like
something.
see if people want to like start a book and maybe you gotta be in there. You gotta be in.
And
the
you got
room
a
with
book
me
club
for-
now?
How about everybody
Yeah.
be an adult and bring in their own
We
headphones?
No, she
Depending
just said
on
they
who-
can't take them anymore.
Why?
depending on who's in the room with me, I actually
Contamination.
contamination and that just because people constantly
Yeah.
touching stuff.
Okay,
and
Okay, if
phones
they're gonna,
and-
I'm sorry, if your work is gonna pass that rule, I would suggest your work to buy fucking headphones that they leave in the fucking room to encourage workers to still work well and be human beings and be able, not machines. And be
Yeah,
able to listen.
we're working on different aspects. We've got different things we're trying out and
Have everybody write down their top favorite 10 songs. You add them to a master playlist and then just shuffle from there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like it.
Depending on who they are,
HR with
they some of the people enjoy listening to the podcast that I like. So some of the people like to grow and are interested in learning. So I've been playing some of our older shows for them. And
Are you just running stuff off Spotify?
I'm sorry, what?
You're just running stuff off of Spotify?
That and Pandora, and then whatever I've got downloaded on my phone, I'll download some
Spot-
podcasts.
Spotify's got a good option where if you just play a song and you just let it ride, it'll sometimes pick a playlist just based on that song. Oh, is that what Emily just talked about? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
could even do it just by individual songs. Like, let somebody, if you're not that big of a facility and everybody has their own
they
day.
are big.
I
so.
go around
Oh.
everybody and ask them what kind of just because I've listened to their music, and we have one Jamaican guy, and so I just got some stuff from him to start playing. That's really good. But yeah, I'm trying different things and
Go give everybody gets a song written on a whiteboard, and then every day of the week you just hit that song on the playlist and then let the playlist develop from there.
What if it's
A lot of
the same
repeats.
song every day on repeat all day?
You get a lot of repeats.
I
Well,
vote for
there for a while we
freedom.
were listening to
Everyone
like
fucking has that.
2000s and 90s, and then I was sick of listening to all that stuff real quick.
What does the
so-
fox say on repeat?
What does the fuck? you
Oh no.
No.
Yeah,
Just that part over and over and over.
that would make the plants grow real good.
Or just
Yeah.
every day.
Especially if
somebody
they're in there
else-
singing with it and all the carbon
Oh, yeah.
dioxide you're releasing or all you're singing.
I say they can have headphones that they, even if they have to supply them themselves, which, come on, work, what's going on? But just bring in work headphones. Fucking bring it in brand new in the package. Boom, these are never been out of the package. Now we all have our headphones. We all can listen to whatever we want and we can get our work done. Boom,
Yeah.
problem solved. Problem solved.
I'm definitely all for everybody listening to what they want to do. I think the productivity
Oh,
is
me too.
what you want. And
Yeah, because
I
I myself
also- I
am
also
crazy
have
not
seen-
being able to listen to what I want. So
Exactly.
but I'm like,
because there's
on, like,
days that I'm
management
like
side
nobody
of
wants
things,
to listen to TT's music. So
but I've also seen productivity dip and decline based on like that exact same thing too. Like when you know, if it's one thing if you have your own headphones in, you can just listen to what you want. But if everybody's listening to the same thing, what you end up getting is you end up getting this like herding energy coming from the music. So if you have something that's like hella aggressive music, all of a sudden the energy, like working in a restaurant specifically, you just have a hell of a lot of just like angst, fast-paced energy, time-sensitive shit. People are yelling and screaming, and then all of a sudden you have this booming, fast-paced, like aggressive music over top of it. Fights break out. If you have some
Sweet.
some sweet, smooth sounds. Fights usually don't break out. It's wild. It's amazing. Amazing with how it can literally set the tone, right? You know, music can set a tone. It absolutely can. It's amazing how that can happen. It can like literally turn productivity around and do a 180 if you really don't like the music. You know what I mean? It can be an issue. But Tara, as far as what you're doing, I would say honestly, play some classic rock, play anything really, top pop 40. Nobody's gonna bitch and complain. They're all gonna go in
yeah,
there.
I haven't nobody's
Man.
been complaining, and
I would. I'd be like,
everybody's
"Where's my
really
fucking
nice
head?"
about and helpful.
Give me my 99 cent. Give me, go to what is it called? What's that $5 store? Go to 5 and below and get some damn headphones.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly, though, you're gonna find out some songs they just sometimes incite rage for no reason. Wheels on the Bus comes round and you get body slam.
Oh,
Like
I'm there for it. I am
There's a
there.
lot of you go a little deep into a rabbit hole in this one, but there's a lot of information that comes out of frequency. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like there's old like theory and thought that like the Grateful Dead did that with their music, and that like not just Grateful Dead, but like Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, a handful of those artists like tuned their guitars to like what was it, like 448 hertz or something like that. And,
did you also know if you played the records backwards, it would be the devil's music?
No, but
Sorry.
let's do it. Let's see what that's like.
Was it maybe
432.
432?
No, they've got a few different ones.
432. I think maybe someone played
435 or something like
instead
that.
of 448 or something. And I think the normal tuning is it's like 440. I think
432.
432 is like a healing frequency. Yeah, 432 hertz.
Is that the bumblebee frequency?
Different frequencies have different
That's
effects on your body. Like there's thoughts that like there's these caverns, and I'm Maltese, so I got a chance to visit these caverns when I went and toured Malta when I was younger, and these we got to visit some old distant family and some things like that, and the caverns that are down there. There's a couple of things. There is some there's crypts. There's catacombs all throughout the islands, but there's also caverns where they would utilize resonating chambers. And so they would play sounds and tones through these resonance chambers, and you would go in there and you'd have healing sessions, and you would go and heal whatever element, you go in there for pain, you'd go into this chamber. You go in there for I don't know, dysphoria, you'd go into this chamber. You go in there for mood, you go into another chamber, and the resonance would change and the frequencies would change, and you would get healing. And this is speculation theory of what these chambers were used for. They may also have just been used, I don't know, maybe to play.
The frequency thing, though, I feel like that's for more than just like the calming down. Like you said, like you can get pretty amped up from it. Cause like I'll put on, like EDM type stuff, and that'll get me like, okay, I got to get up and do something. And I start cleaning the house, and all of a sudden I feel like I have like panic and anxiety. And it's just because the music is still going and I need to switch stations.
Oh, big
Because,
time.
like, yeah, in that background or that wherever it hits the subconscious at, it feels like it's keep building up. And even though the song is different, even though I'm jamming out, like it still is raising every time until all of a sudden it's like, why the fuck do I feel so bad? Like, what's going on? And I need to change it to something a little slower so I can slow down.
There's a lot of research right now into sound and effects, and I think they'll find a lot of healing stuff in sound too, just because every atom, like if you go down to the smallest we can go down, every atom has its, it's vibrating. It's not sitting still. Electrons, they're vibrating. They're all vibrating.
I like watching the stuff where it shows when it's got something on the speaker, like a liquid on a speaker, and it starts to synchronize itself.
Or a frog in a pond.
Oh yeah, that one was good. That was good.
I saw this video
I
of
don't
a
like frogs.
frog.
Fine.
frog sitting in shallow water, and it started doing its chirp thing or whatever you call that. And it was a long call, and you could see the fucking ripples in the fucking water around it in the frequency. You could see the ripples all react to its whatever you call frogs
Vibrations.
chirp. Yeah, it was really cool.
Here's a very interesting thing. So you have the 432 hertz resonates with 8 hertz, and they call that the Schumann resonance. And they also get the Schumann resonance from Earth's frequency, as Earth's frequency resonates at a slightly lower 7.83 hertz. So you have
That's what people call
let's see here. From the dawn of life on Earth, the planet has what's known as natural frequency. The Earth's natural frequency is called the Schumann resonance, which pulsates at a rate of 7.83 hertz. And it looks like conversion, you get close to that 432 hertz. 432 hertz is what you could be audibly heard through noise. And I believe when you get down into that lower frequency, that's a little bit different, but it looks like there's a conversion factor, and they play certain instruments can play those hertz. So you can get it on on disc. You can get it on, I don't know, but YouTube and stuff has it. The problem with getting some of these noise filters and some of these frequency things is that there's compression differences between
every platform.
Between every platform, between technology, between your speakers and your components. So you almost need to have the actual equipment to create the resonance. You have to have the actual sound bar itself, the actual
so you have to do your Tibetan monk impressions and hit that 432 hertz in your own body.
My grandma had a bowl. It was this like bronze bowl and a wooden stick that you would take and rub on the inside of it, or you could do the outside of it.
Yes.
And it would start to resonate a woo woo sound like that.
That's exactly what those are for. That's exactly what those bowls are used for. They're for projecting and each bowl varies in size, and those sizes and the different you can actually use different materials of the stick that you would use on the bowl, and those bowls are usually brass.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and some are crystal, made from quartz, rose quartz, and other forms of quartz, and they resonate at different frequencies. And sound healing, you can find these. So they were the Divine Pine Gathering that we were at. People would go into the sound healing booth. There's nothing you had to pay for or anything. It was part of your experience at the festival, and you get to go and you hang out in this tent. It's an open air tent. They're not using any reflection, they're not using any vibration like bouncing off of anything. You're just hanging out in space. It can be wide open space. Some guys had didgeridoos. Some guys had hand pans. There were times where people had the bowls, doing the bowls and stuff. But basically, it was sound healings, sound meditations, and things like that. And
Isn't there also healing in the deprivation stuff too, like those water tanks?
Yeah, dead silence.
Yeah. So like lack of sound also can
Lack
be
of
healing.
sound, healing. Yes, absolutely.
I wonder what it heals different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mind,
That's something
thought,
with that's something to do
critical
with like
thinking.
yeah, exactly. It's sensory deprivation. So it's like depriving you of like all of these things that you find at ease, and it almost puts you in a state of emotional chaos. Like you have to overcome it. You know what I mean? I would imagine somebody like me going in, like I can get claustrophobic, so I'd imagine I would have to immediately overcome that or panic. You know what I mean? And so I think it's a
I think I fall asleep.
go through.
Yeah, it's made for the psychopaths like me. I'm telling you guys, I've fallen asleep in an MRI twice before. I want to try one of those sensory deprivation tanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably fall asleep really easy in those because you're floating like in the water. Yeah.
Are you actually
I
floating?
like it.
Yeah, they put a lot of salt in the water.
Yeah, they put a lot of salt in the water, so you.
But how much water is there? Like you have to stay awake or
They
you
keep
can die?
they keep the water at the same temperature as your body temperature, so you feel like you're floating.
But you are actually laying.
You're laying in the water.
Okay, but it's not up over past you. You got to worry about.
It's so much salt that you couldn't fall that way. You would float.
What if my head turned?
You're awake.
What if I fell asleep and I roll?
Then you're gonna go and wake up.
You have to be certified for scuba diving first.
I don't think they're deep, I think they're relatively shallow. But yeah, I think it's like same as like bathtub safety, like just normal like bath. If you're responsible enough to, I guess,
I would
lay in
snorkel.
and not drown, hopefully you can do this thing. Like, but I think that there's also in that salt water though. I think that you got something going on though, because you're talking about salt is highly conductive. Salt and water create a highly conductive thing, and I'm wondering if there's something in the
Yeah.
the conductivity of the salt water itself that may, and maybe some of these deprivation tanks resonate. Can you get one that resonates and you have like resonating water?
What if you just get loud enough, like bass speakers, and play your own healing sound while you're in it, and then you're
Guys, you're missing the point. It's supposed to be a deprivation tank. You're not supposed to hear anything.
Well, you
except
won't
what's
hear it.
inside
You'll
of
just
your
feel
own
the
body
vibration.
and your own
What about
mind.
a
No,
float
you're missing the
tank? Isn't it
point.
just the float tank?
Oh yeah, I guess there could
Floating?
be. Yeah, you do.
Those
two
look more
different
like float
options.
tanks than deprivation tanks.
Well, once you
I
close
mean,
it,
those
you
things
know.
had like LED lights. Like you're definitely not being deprived of light in those.
That's
Well, that's so you can get in and out. They're just showcasing.
yeah, but I mean, you can see how thick they are when you close them. Hold on, let's see. Float tank. That was float tank
Imagine
inside.
having one of those smoking out, getting in your tank, chilling out, some cool music. It'd be all right.
non-healing frequencies,
so-
apparently.
Well,
Open.
whatever I'd like to listen to at the time. That'd be cool.
Be nice if they showed me one closed.
I wouldn't want to deal with it though, having to clean it and all that bullshit.
The salt line.
That's why you go to the places where they just have them and you can use them.
And then somebody else has been in it?
No,
thanks.
they clean
Like
them.
a macaroon.
What they do?
It's just water.
I don't
Yeah,
think I can do
they
this
clean them
anymore.
about as well as they clean out those
It's way the fuck cleaner than the ocean.
hot tub
I'll tell you that.
joints.
There we go.
You don't see me jumping in the ocean either, though, do you?
You don't see me either. Fuck that shit.
They got one of those public hot tub joints over here by us. They got like 6 or 8 hot tubs. You can go in
Hot tub's a different thing. That's even more.
No, thank you.
That's even more crushing.
joints, man.
That would be a terrible job to have to go through and wash out hot
dude.
tubs.
Yeah. You get an hour of a hot tub, and then you got to go in and you got to go every hour. You got to go
Yeah, I gotta go disinfect this. I know what happened in here.
every single time.
Ugh. And yet people still jump in. Let's do it.
Fucking group of 6 walks out of a fucking hot tub. Son of a bitch. You just throw your phone on your shoulder and fucking take it, dude.
You know somebody peed in it too. Out of 6 people, there's one of them. One of them's the one that pees in
At
it.
least one.
Why does
Yeah.
it smell like chlorine in here? Why does it smell like chlorine?
You gotta kill the pee, man. You gotta kill that pee smell.
Uh,
Lingers.
The chlorine terps.
It's the other fluids.
Yeah. I've smelled that before. I've actually smelled terps that smell like, bleachy-ish.
Bleachy.
Oh.
How would you spell that?
Yeah, there's like a
Bleach.
It's hyphenated.
somebody did a study where they
Bleach Y and IS. Once you drop the Y and just put
bleach
IS.
a cup.
No, that'd be bleach.
Who were we talking about this last week? Was somebody put bleach in a cup and they sniffed the cup and it didn't really smell like anything, but then they
Why would you sniff it?
and
Jeez.
it smelled like a pool. Like supposedly the smell of a pool is pee.
That's-
And like
No, the smell of a
Like,
pool is
supposedly-
chlorine.
well, supposedly if you put chlorine in a cup, you don't really smell it, but when you pee in it,
No, that's false.
That's a big supposed because it's definitely
No. I can promise you, because I worked around pools. I can promise you that if you open a bucket, there's
well, I know
Yeah.
a bottle of chlorine smells like
There's-
chlorine, but what about after you dump it in the pool?
what do you mean? It's
Like, I
just
had a
getting
pool-
diluted.
I had a
at
He's
that
saying,
point.
does the pool smell like
It
chlorine?
smell a little bit like chlorine, but my
For a
pool
little bit,
never
yeah,
smelled
but
like
it's
the
going to
public pool.
dissipate eventually.
My pool never smelled like the public pool. The public pool like reeks like chlorine.
Well, yeah, they're saturating the crap out of it because they don't want diseases, and they've got 5,000.
Isn't there like a
people coming
limit?
through.
Isn't there like a safety limit of how much chlorine?
Yeah, and I'm sure they're maxing out whatever the limit that is. You're
Still
probably doing the
the
opposite.
pool doesn't smell anything near what those.
The limit is
Well, either way.
limits for weak people that build
I
intolerance.
wasn't there for the experiment, but the experiment was a cup of chlorine in a cup of water, and it smelled nothing like the cup of chlorine with the pee in it, because the pee in it made it smell more like a hotel public pool.
It activated it.
Well, maybe somebody was at a hotel pool before that and got a bunch of mouthfuls of water, and then
It's like a totally different like pool smell, like when you go to a hotel. You know what I mean? Like go to a hotel, like it's like in your eyes, and it's like salty and weird, and like
yeah, I'd never go. I'll walk past it. Be like, yeah, there's no, you won't. Find me there.
we went swimming at the hotel when we went to Kentucky, man. And for some reason, that water was like, it was gross. It was like, I was like, I'm not sweating. This water's really salty.
So why'd you have to bring up Kentucky? Like you're saying it like they had something to do with the
It's just
problem with
this public pool I went in.
water. Okay.
Public pool in Kentucky. That's all.
Them Kentucky waters.
It was a little pissy. I wasn't too happy with it.
Might have been West Tennessee. Might have been West Tennessee.
I like it.
South of Nashville. To get all that Nashville runoff south of Nashville.
I talked with Baked, and I mean, this is well out because it's still beginning stages, but I'm planning at home to turn on a light and do a light of Bliss Bud, and then harvest it for concentrate and just throw it into our next batch and get that, because I just really want some Bliss concentrate. So I'm excited for that.
Heck yeah.
It should be pretty terpy.
I'm excited to try the. Finished coughing. It's
Uh,
What a gentleman.
We're all anticipating the answer. Excited to try the.
We got these new cloning gel things.
Hyperroots.
Hyper
Oh
rich.
yeah, I seen those on the show on the
Yeah.
on not Let's Be Buds, but
It's
Cheap home grow.
the Cheap Home Grow. Yes, with Jack Greenstock.
Yeah.
I was watching that episode. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought those were cool.
Yeah, so I ordered some of those and they came in today. So I'm gonna get a cut of. I've got a King Hakan plant that I brought over, so gonna see how it does on that. And then you've got to take a handful of yours. So-
Yeah, I'm gonna probably take 4 or 5 more clones, probably different stuff.
And start some seeds. Try some seed starts in them.
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna do those.
How'd you guys order them direct from the company, or did you find it?
She got them on.
Yeah.
Where'd
What
you
is it
get 'em?
called? Where did I get them?
Yeah.
I think she ordered them from the devil himself. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
From hell. She ordered it straight from hell.
Yeah. I know the answer then.
Yeah. I told him it's okay. I'll order from Amazon. That's no problem.
Yeah, it's an Amazon.
He doesn't have to.
I'm sure we could find the company's name. I'm sure they sell it too.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if I already had an order
I was
coming,
just
why
curious.
not add them on?
That's true. Let's try
Yeah.
them out first. See if they're worth it.
But we did. We got a big bag of them. It was like less than $25 for 100 count. They are pretty skinny
But
though.
they're smaller than the ones that he had.
Yeah, they
on
are
the show.
smaller.
So, which is still I'm fine with because I don't want a bunch of added nutrient anyway. So we'll see how they work. If they work great, that's an awesome deal. 25 for 100 plugs. That's sweet.
With the newts in them for up to 2 months of their.
Well, that would be the bigger plugs. So these are
oh, it would
smaller.
be. So yeah, these would be less.
I'll have to read the bag, but it's probably like a month's worth of newts or some stuff. Something like that.
They have
Nice.
nice. What is the? What are they? Are they considered organic or?
Yep, all plant-based, organic, and they dissipate. I think they said within 30 days they're gone in the soil. They like, I was like, that I love the sound of that, and they're gel, and so that you put them in, and you put them like you normally would, but the only thing you treat differently is you leave a little bit of water in the bottom because you want the bottoms to be constantly in contact with water, which kind of makes it easier because you can just fill the whole tray with some water, stick them in there. So.
Velocigrow is the manufacturer for them.
Shout out to Uncle Rick in chat helping us out.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to G, who says that I'm a G.
I think through the chemistry of somebody put out there in chat, I recalled what is actually going on with this whole bleach or the whole chlorine and peace situation. Is that it is actually an experiment with bleach. I don't think the experiment was with chlorine. He put bleach in water and bleach and pee in the other water, and the other one smelled like chlorine, is I think what it was. Is I think that he was under the assumption that you put bleach in pools and not chlorine in pools. You put chlorine in pools, right? You buy bottles of
Chlorine. Yeah.
not bleach,
It's
right?
usually tablets,
Yes.
powder, or liquid. Yeah.
And that's chlorine because bleach and ammonia make chlorine. So it makes sense that if you were to put bleach in a cup of water and then pee in it, the ammonia reaction with the bleach would then make the chlorine gas and give you that familiar chlorine pool smell. I think that's what the experiment was, and he was assuming that bleach was going to, maybe it's somewhere else that they put bleach in pools. His family doesn't put chlorine in their pool. Maybe they put bleach in the swimming pool. Maybe in Canada or some other country they put bleach in the swimming pools.
I've never heard of that. No.
I haven't.
The
Friends
the-
in bleach in pools.
the active ingredient is the same thing in both bleach and chlorine. It's just different dilution
Is it
rates.
hydrochloride? Is that what it is? Hydro
Sodium hypochlorite.
sorry, hypochloride.
Yeah, it's one of those Latin
So
words.
what is? So wait. So one of them is just. Is
One of those diluted twice as much as the other. That's it.
Okay, so they're both bleach.
Liquid chlorine is just a higher strength bleach, essentially.
So why does ammonia plus bleach equal chlorine gas? Isn't chlorine a compound, not a product?
Say that again.
Isn't chlorine like a compound? Isn't chlorine a like bleach compound? Isn't chlorine a compound in itself, like bleach plus ammonia?
Hold on. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. And just for the record, when you initially said something about putting chlorine in a cup and not smelling it, I thought you literally just meant you wouldn't smell it in a cup for some reason. I'm like, bro, you're gonna pass out if you go try it. It's like smelling salts.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, like it has a very odorless, compared to when it becomes mixed with ammonia. It has like a definitive chlorine smell to it. Because chlorine gas is toxic and can kill you.
So sodium hypochlorite is an alkaline inorganic chemical compound with the formula NaOCl. Yeah. Also written okay. It's commonly known in a dilute aqueous solution as bleach or chloride bleach. It is the sodium salt of hypochlorous acid, consisting of sodium cations, Na+, and hypochlorite anions, negative OCl, also written as, okay. Sodium hypochlorite is most often encountered as a pale greenish yellow dilute solution referred to as chlorine bleach, which is a household chemical widely used since the 18th century.
So chlorine and bleach is the same thing.
Yeah. In solution, the compound is unstable and easily decomposes, liberating chlorine, which is the active principle in such products.
So okay, so I think I figured it out. So chlorine and bleach are the same thing. My guess is that bleach is the
Watered down version.
or name brand / marketed version, right?
Well, yeah, it's a chemical compound. Like either way.
That's what I was saying. Like I thought they were different compounds because when you would add ammonia to bleach, you would get chlorine. I thought you would get the compound chlorine, but apparently it releases the gas. That's what it's doing. It's not creating a separate compound. It's releasing chlorine gas is what it's doing. It's
Okay, that makes sense.
So what you're smelling when you pee in a pool is you're not smelling you're smelling the chlorine gas being released is what's happening. So when you smell a pool, you are smelling the bleach being released. You're
So
smelling
the pool in the public, the pool in the hotel and the public pool that smells super strong of chlorine is just probably people pissing in it.
pissing it.
Yeah, it's not that they just dumped 7 bottles of bleach in there or chlorine.
Instead it's reacting with ammonia.
kids.
Reacting with ammonia, and then you're smelling it. And it is a toxic smell. If you inhale it, you would probably potentially pass out and overload yourself and die.
Yeah. I'm telling you, those 50-pound buckets or whatever of chlorine tablets, cracking one of those open, and you're just like, I hope you're in a well-ventilated area for real.
I was just gonna say, walk by to your local farm store and walk by the pool section, and you can definitely catch a whiff of chlorine there too in that
Mhm.
little spot.
I don't know, learn about sodium hypochlorite tonight, guys. Who'd have thunk it?
And that when you get, and basically just go to a pool store to get your bleach because you're going to avoid the name brand version of bleach, I guess, and probably get more of a pure product. There's a lot of additives in bleach, like a lot of additives. It's very difficult to find like good, just straight, strong bleach. You know what I mean? You gotta go to the bottom shelf, like at Home Depot, and go to the way back. You know what I mean? You got to find the shit that says 97%, whatever.
You don't want your lavender smelling bleach?
Yeah, the stuff that leaves the residue on everything, the residue stuff, everything smells like lavender or roses. You get the Summer Fresh.
Same way it goes with the Epsom salts, right? The Epsom salts.
Epsom salt, same way, dude.
Yeah.
Summer Fresh Epsom salts. Yes.
Lavender Epsom. Yeah.
Right.
Wait. Are we talking about for plants or for bath? Because for baths, aromatherapy, it makes sense to me, but not for plants, though.
No, we're good. We obviously
Just wanna
joking.
talk about bass.
Hey, listen, I love my bath. Don't knock on my Epsom salts, all right? Bath salts are
I'll
the real
still
deal.
up to a
Don't
good old
sweat that.
horticultural grade. I'll use horticultural grade Epsom salts on my body all day long and add a little bit of botanical lavender to it.
You
Just,
basically just scoop
Michigan
up all the
Park
mint you
Minutes,
mowed
bro.
down and make yourself a big tea bath. I get it, dude.
I use our horticultural grade magnesium sulfate when I like soak my face and my eyes and stuff. We use it a lot actually for just basic body care. It's good for you.
You muted, Russ. You were muted. I don't know if you were talking to us.
Am I muted?
You were.
Where?
No, I hear you now.
Oh, okay.
I just saw your lips move. I don't know if you're talking to us or anything goes.
Oh,
Or
yeah, I don't remember what I was saying now. I'm too high.
stoner
Does
problem.
anybody know who artist does dot Sherlocks and they stamp their stuff with, oh shit, you can't see it. One of these dots is stamped with a hex key, like one of those Allen heads with a hole in it.
I can
Interesting.
kind of see it.
Those like specialty keys. So he stamped his work with that. So I don't know what artist this is, but this is I think this is a Michigan artist. I got it at BDT's. So Might not be a Michigan artist, but if you happen to know the artist, stamps they're working with Allen tool. It's kind of cool. I dig it.
I can dig it. I like
Is it
that.
so-
That design's probably easy to hold on to.
Yeah, it really is. It's tough to it's grippy. It's nice. It's nice for being fidgety. Touch individual dots at the same time using all of my fingers. It's nice.
I don't know. That's a hard thing to Google. I'd have to go down a rabbit hole to figure that one out, I think.
Oh yeah, that's like half my pipes. I'm unable to figure out the artist on just because the fucking teller or whatever the bowl tender. They'll fucking hook me up and tell me the name of the artist, and I'll forget immediately.
I love that you just said bowl tender instead of just like cashier or something.
The
I'm
bowl
the tender of the bowl.
tender of the wall of bowls and bongs. I mean, gotta give those dudes credit, man, because you're gonna ask for like 37 bowls and bongs out of the case to take a look at them before you pick the right one. You gotta give them all a dry hit, and you gotta hit it, pretend that you're gonna. No, that's not the right one. Let me try this one. Yeah, maybe a little up here, not down here to here. Does it here? Where's the ergonomics? Yeah, I like that right there. Then pick it.
Do you wipe it off first, or you just put your lips straight on?
Alcohol
there?
swabs. You have to bring
Alcohol
alcohol.
swabs.
You have to alcohol everything. You bring an alcohol mist bottle, a little bit of chlorine, a pool shock, preferably.
Trick is to just lick it first, and then your germs are on it, and then just hit it, and you're fine. Just,
Bring my glass home. I'm gonna give it a good washing anyway. So
they might tell you to take it home after that for free.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Lots of people have had their lips all over the glass of the shop, and I'm just gonna wash it anyways. In fact, I'm gonna assume that I don't know where that glass has been, and who knows what those people were doing with those bongs, and I'm just gonna really give it a good scrub, and I might even run it through the dishwasher if I really start thinking about things too much.
So earlier I was cleaning this little piece and I had alcohol still left in it, and I was heating this banger up, and it shot a big bang back at me with the residue of the alcohol. It scared the shit out of me. Thought it blew up.
Oh shit!
It was pretty loud. Didn't break or nothing.
Did it go back in like inside the chamber of the? Oh shit!
Yeah, where I heated up the glass, it got hot enough, and it caught the vapors of the alcohols left over, and the shot a flame up through the little hole, or at least tried to, and it was a loud pop. Thought it broke, but it's fine. So don't clean your glasses out like that. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
The flammable alcohol residue gets you sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always nervous I'll accidentally have a little bit of residual in my lungs or something. You know what I mean? And like, ooh, mad
I hate hitting the bong right after I clean
Yeah,
it up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to.
mouth,
Yeah.
mouth, dude. It's happened. I've had that happen. It's like, ooh. I used to do that stupid game where I'd like hold the lighter in my hand. You know what I mean? Do this whole thing.
Make it pop, little flame.
I'll fucking
Do it. Do it.
Flame. We call it the flaming butthole. Yeah, flaming butthole. I don't know why that's still a thing, but wow. Yeah.
There you go. Heard it.
You hear it. And so I used to fucking do it with my mouth like an idiot. Yeah. That was
That explains it. Aw.
hold up to that one and give it a good
That's what 151 is for, silly.
Yeah, well, yeah. It eventually evolved into 151, but I was like 14 and unable to access 151.
Right.
Like that. So yeah, blowing fire was that was fun in my 20s, but now that I have long hair, I don't fuck with blowing fire anymore. Actually, dude, just 151 in your mouth or Everclear or some shit just burns. Holy shit, I bite my lips way too much to do that shit, dude. I have like little cuts inside my cheeks from biting my cheeks accidentally. I got wisdom teeth like a dragon.
Yeah. Wisdom pretty dragons are usually pretty wise. So
They're pretty wise. They got some fucking haggard wisdom teeth, though.
That's
That's
probably a few.
fucking blowing fire. Oh, damn. That reference actually worked a little bit. Blowing fire, dragon. Hey, yeah, not bad. All right, there we
Green
go.
dragon.
Yeah, the good old blowing fire days. Wow, that really takes me back to some. Yeah,
Don't try it.
yeah, that was
Reminds me of Tennessee.
for reckless years.
I have never done it, and I have zero desire to do so. With a face full.
I was gonna say you don't
Yeah,
you have done it. You didn't need the 151. You
that's
just got a
custom.
beard.
you let your beard on fire one many times enough.
Good enough. That's not. Yeah, once is enough, man.
For real. Yeah, I could definitely not be blowing no fire right now. It's much younger, mostly hairless.
Mostly hairless.
Disclaimer: Do not try anything that we're talking about at home. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, don't do any. Don't blow
It's you
fire.
with the warnings tonight, Mr. Liability down there.
Be a dragon. But hey, man, I ain't got it right now. So yeah, don't do anything. Don't do
Dude,
the
you excited for deer season? We got 8 days left.
butthole. I am extremely excited for deer season. I'm
No,
not counting on this
Wasn't asking you.
ESC.
I'm not excited about dodging deer on the road.
Yeah,
No,
here, Spartan, are you excited about deer season?
not about dodging them on the road. No,
Oh. I guess it doesn't have to be deer season to be dodging them on the road, though.
no.
Yeah,
but
they're going crazy
it's
already.
Excessive. It's excessive during deer season.
So you get the babies out. I've seen the babies.
I hit a
No, I don't know.
groundhog
I'm not
coming
too
to
concerned with babies. They bounce off the car pretty easy. It's the bigger ones.
They leave spots.
Yeah, they leave their spots. That was a good one.
Sorry,
on the
Hunter.
way on the way to Jackson yesterday on Sunday or was it Saturday to Bake's place. I hit a dang groundhog and the whole
Did
way
you?
back. Yeah, ran right over the thing and it was spinning around and it was pretty much dead. Yeah, hit it with the tire.
So on your way back, did you make sure to hit him again?
But no, on the way back, he was over all the way to
Finished
the
the
right.
job.
He was done. Somebody else had finished him off. I knew where he was at. Somebody definitely was going to hit him again. So,
Okay.
but I was definitely worried about deer also on the way home.
Yeah,
Just
they're
because
all over.
it's that time of year, straight
I
down.
mean, if you were in Michigan,
He was.
holler.
Oh,
Oh, you were in Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, dude, I got my base license, man. I mean, I think that's small game. I could have came and
Okay.
grabbed the sucker up. That's
I
fresh.
definitely,
We'll cook up that groundhog, man.
yeah.
Yuck.
It's meat, I guess. We can make a stew.
I have a
Dude.
few friends, so depending on where I'm at,
That's your
Oh,
standard.
your face.
If that's your standard, it's meat. That's edible. Man, I'm worried.
I don't know, but I think groundhog is small game. Am I right?
I think so. Yeah.
It might be
Mole,
considered
squirrels,
vermin nowadays.
Squirrels.
I mean, squirrels, rabbits. That's you don't even need a license for any of that in
It
Michigan.
can't be that far from rabbit. meat.
Squirrel knocked out like
It's
a
not
whole
bad.
fucking like 4 or 5 blocks of power in Jackson. It's been out for like 2 or 3 days.
Whoa.
Just a squirrel got in the substation and fucked it up.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why aren't these traffic lights working? It's like in like one whole section of town. What the fuck is going on? And then it came up on M Live. This squirrel got in the substation or something. I was like, and that's what we do. That's what we do. We have all of our power tied together to this substation. We'll just leave it open to nature and everything else. That's smart. Let's do that.
So groundhog / woodchuck. Groundhogs, also known as woodchucks, are large squirrels that are strict herbivores. They eat
They're
grass,
large
plants, fruits,
squirrels?
vegetables. Yes, so same family. Groundhogs hibernate in their dens during the winter months. Groundhogs dig large holes and long underground tunnels that can cause structural damage, crop damage, garden damage, or damage to farm equipment or livestock. Prevention and control tips, removal tips. Groundhogs can be live trapped and released on landowners' own property
want
or
you to use
humanely euthanized.
Look at that. I love
Groundhogs.
that. If a woodchuck den exists on a property, place an ammonia-soaked towel in its den.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
right?
Holy
Read the
fuck.
next one. If you live in an area where hunting is allowed, groundhogs may be harvested year-round statewide with a valid Michigan hunting license. Troy, next time you hit that sucker fresh, give me a ring. I have a valid Michigan hunting driver's license.
Yeah.
I have a driver's hunting license. That
You
means
might even get maybe $4 or $5 for the belt.
I'm not eating that.
the hunting.
Well, you probably only get,
You can.
you get $1 or $2 for the pelt with the tire marks on there. But
I mean, you get it where you don't hit the tire marks. You know, you get a little.
Yeah.
You get a little muffler ding. You know, you get a chassis. You get a chassis mark, maybe. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, chat.
when you shoot Canadian geese, please say yes. Get that.
No.
We're in the carnivorous portion of the show, guy. Every now and then, this time of year specifically, we go a little carnivore, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm excited.
It's getting colder out. Our vitamin D is being depleted. We're on the verge of eating each other. You have to understand.
Get you some Sandhill crane, man. That's a goodie.
That's like a protected. Isn't Sandhill crane protected?
In some places. In
Yeah,
Michigan they are, but
you
they
can't
should-
hunt them. It's the ribeye of the sky. I want to.
You can hunt. You can hunt them if you have a. I think if you have a pest permit for like a farm.
What?
Prevent crop damage. You can hunt sandhill crane. I think.
I don't think that's true, but let's look. Yeah, you must contact USDA Wildlife Services.
I know in Kentucky you can fucking hunt the shit out of them.
Yeah, lucky.
I think that's where the ribeye in the sky came from. Was up there is where they. You can get red meat out of their legs and white meat out of their breast. So you get like the kind of like a chicken flavor and like a beef flavor.
Is there actually
yummy.
muscle on their legs? Those legs look like they're just a little bone and
Dude, those guys are fucking insane.
Oh,
with
I'm
those legs.
thinking of like the leg. I'm thinking of like the long
Not the
Yeah,
chicken.
you're thinking
like-
the bottom half. Think that's the top half.
top half.
Yeah, when you eat a chicken leg, you don't eat like the scaly raptor looking part. You're eating
Right,
you know.
I eat that knuckle. I go down to the knuckle.
I'm eating everything but the freaking talons. Obviously, waste nothing, want for naught. Whatever.
So where on a chicken that'd be dark meat, on that crane that's a red meat. Wild. So is it like a lean red meat, like a venison?
I think it's like yeah.
What would poultry red meat be like? That's weird.
Well, let's look.
Never had a poultry red meat. Well, isn't like
Oh,
duck?
look at that.
Isn't duck like a red meat?
Mm-hmm.
I've had duck and goose. That's kind of red meatish. Oh, that looks really good, actually.
Look how dense that looks. Jesus.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Yeah, that looks really good, man.
Wonder if that makes good jerky. I bet it makes insane jerky. Ribeye of the sky.
That's why you don't want to get you think people you can fuck around with a crane, but their kicks will fuck you up.
Swans will drown your ass, break your arm, and drown you.
They might be protected in the area. They're around the lakes for sure, but I surely haven't seen them. I think I saw them take off this year. I want to say I saw them this year. I haven't seen them in the last couple years though.
I put up are you talking about Sandhill cranes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of them around me. I know there's a lot in Jackson over there. We've talked about them before. I posted a video a couple weeks ago because I'm laughing and watching them just circle and circle and circle. They do the slowest descent I've ever seen, and then they come in for a landing, and it's like it takes them 5 minutes so after they decide where they're going to actually land. But when they do, and they're just hanging out and they start doing their calls, man, if it's quiet out, it sounds like you're in the intro to a Jurassic Park, like scary
They're
part.
annoying as fuck. They're loud as shit. Yeah, man. I'm not a big fan of sandhill cranes. I would be a fan of trying to eat them, yes. And I would be like happy about it. I would be excited too.
Here we go.
One less one of those fucking loud ass birds that cause so much damage. We had when I was working at Mechanical, they would fucking see the reflection in the door, the glass front door, and beat the fuck out of the front door all night long until they beat themselves senseless and then fucking wander off. And you come into work and it looked like, I mean, it's a big metal door. I mean, you're not, good luck. You're not gonna do shit to it, bird. And then fucking, it looked like somebody was like, there's a gun, like a gunshot victim fucking shot up against the door or something, because it did all this damage to itself. And that would happen on the regular, all fall along, because they would just see their reflection and then start thinking that it was a challenge.
Would they be dead? Would they be dead?
No, dude. They come back and they'd come back the same one. Would come back the next fucking 2-3 days and fucking beat the fuck out of the door again.
What's
Or across
protocol?
the street, guys across the street beat the fuck out of his windows. It's like, what the
Protocol if one kills itself, you do stuff to just contact DNR. I'm sure.
you have to call them. Yeah. There's 8 states, it looks like, that have a hunting season for them: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona,
they're not very smart.
Colorado. Yeah, apparently Idaho, Kansas, Kentucky, and Minnesota. Oh wait, keeps going. Montana, New Mexico. There's more. North Dakota. Man, there's like 12. Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wyoming. Holy shit, there's like 15.
Everywhere but Michigan.
Right?
Well, apparently we don't have enough of them. I think we do.
They may have something to do with our Great Lakes watershed, and they may be an important part of our ecological water system. And protecting the Great Lakes and the rivers and such is an important thing, even though they're always poisoned. The rivers specifically. Figuroli, since it is hunting season, Figuroli, share the DNR. Well, this is a very common. This has been going on since like 2017 or 2019 or something like that. But it's do not eat the fish advisory from the Asaba River. From Loud Dam east all the way to Lake Huron, and this advisory for a while.
I don't think the advisory is for that entire area. It's just a 3 statute, or I guess 3 mile radius around a certain pond or something over there.
Yeah,
I'll find it for you.
Loud Dam. But from what I've seen, is it pretty much goes to Oscoda, and if it's going to go to Oscoda, I don't know if I'd eat the fish coming out of Oscoda either, honestly, man. And then
I was talking about deer. Yeah, the fish thing is a different story because of the military base and whatnot over there.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's the do not eat the fish thing goes all the way, I think, to Lake Huron. But yeah, the do not eat the deer thing, that'd be the radius of 3 miles. Yeah,
Gotta love the U.S. government out there protecting us.
I probably wouldn't even eat any of the deer off of that river east of Loud Dam at this point, honestly. The way that so there's also a military base. Is that what you said, Spartan? Sorry.
Yeah, so you gotta love the government out there protecting us, and then
Yeah.
the PFAS that fucking leaked into the fucking environment around it. When the state approaches them asking for money to clean it up, they say, "You're out of your jurisdiction. We're federal. We don't listen to you." Fuck you. So yeah, you can just shit all over our environment. That's cool.
This advisory has been in place for 5 or 6 years or so. Since 2021. Okay, this is not the same advisory I'm thinking of. So this one's still been in. The do not eat fish advisory is the one I'm thinking of, and that one's
This is that one I sent you.
18. Jesus.
do not eat deer advisory issued in 2018. Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
It does go back a little bit further. And 5 shrink. Oh, that's what it was. So it's gotten better. It went from a 5 mile radius to a 3 mile radius advisory area. So it has gotten better. And that is specific. That's PFAS. Now we have a tuberculosis advisory. There's chronic wasting advisory. A lot of things you should look out for. But this is an advisory specifically because of human pollution. Human chemicals put into the land here. Pollution is real, man. It's not a polarized topic. Propaganda, it's real shit. Pollution is real. You can say what you want about whether or not the Earth's getting warmer or colder, but pollution and the way that it affects humanity and life on this Earth is a very real thing. It's absolutely asinine that people polarize it. it's real. It's in your meat, it's in your animals, it's in your brain. It's causing Alzheimer's, it's causing cancer, it's causing a lot of things. And you could either be fatalistic or you could, work towards making things better. And that's what we're trying to do. So, but it's there. It's there, that's where it's at. So to make things better, well, we doing what we can. We're trying to not use chemicals. We're trying not to support companies that use chemicals, things like that. Make our own products. Now this is from the military. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. But yeah, that was a big. What was that? A spill? Did an airplane?
No, it was coming from the
Fire
foam.
training.
It came from the foam that they used to
Fire
put fire.
foam, that's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, the fire retardant.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh fuck, dude.
I know. It's
That's fucked up the Asaba River for almost 15 years. That's crazy, dude. Some of the best fly fishing in the world is done in Michigan, in the Asaba River. I'm probably over exaggerating within the world, but we have some damn good fly fishing, man. And I know a lot of it's done up there in the Manistee and Asaba River. I'm certainly over exaggerating, but we have some damn good fishing spots. We have sturgeon in the Great Lake of Michigan, and maybe that's what makes fly fishing and fishing in Michigan so great, is because we do have sturgeon. I don't know if sturgeon is found anywhere else in the world. Where else is sturgeon for Growley? That's a fish that lives to be about 100 years old. It gets up to about, I don't know, fucking couple 100 pounds. It's a big fucking fish for a freshwater lake fish. For a delicious, protected. I don't know if it's delicious. I don't think I've ever had a chance to eat one. I'm sure it's
Wisconsin, Minnesota. They probably have it.
probably in Minnesota. I thought it had something to do with Lake Superior. Yeah, so probably Wisconsin, Minnesota.
I'm reading this, so I'm not this smart, but they're anadromous, meaning they spawn in freshwater and migrate to saltwater. In North America, sturgeon primarily live in freshwater lakes or rivers, deep rivers of the Pacific Northwest and the Great Lakes region. Generally offer the best sturgeon fishing opportunities in the United States. So Great Lakes and Pacific Northwest.
So the Great Lakes are where they spawn. And we would be responsible. Great Lake Watershed would be responsible for their protection, for their survival.
Columbia River near Portland, the Bonneville Dam area, Upper Columbia River, Snake River.
I was watching, Michigan actually has, I don't know what lake it's in, or if it goes maybe up the Sturgeon River or something like, I don't know. Maybe it's just Sturgeon, Michigan. I don't know the fucking name. It might be in the Upper Peninsula, but they have a set of locks specifically for the sturgeon, because there's freighter locks and cargo needs, and the sturgeon get mixed up and killed. So they actually have a separate set of locks designed the entire route for spawning. Like, this fish is so well designed into shipping, like it's really interesting how like they've created an ecological pathway, for these fish to be able to, continue survival. Like, there is some good, there's a lot of good, there's a lot of things that, they're humanity is trying, we're trying to accommodate,
well, unfortunately it's
scenario, but it's,
it's typically a reactive thing when it comes to especially the state, right? It's not like we're necessarily being so proactive about it, and that's one of the challenges, which is somewhat understandable too from the other perspective too, because it's costly and it's an investing in something you don't have immediate benefit for, and we as humans can't handle that.
Plato's allegory of the cave, right? I mean, you're ignorant until you experience, you know what I mean? You don't know anything until you're taught it, essentially, so I mean, you're not going to know anything or what your consequences are until you proceed, I suppose, hopefully with caution.
Yeah, but then there's another quote that says, "A smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others." Right. So it's like there's
Mhm.
levels to that too. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, did you hear that the Liberty and like those early hunts are going to be antlerless only in by like next year or 2 years? I think.
No,
Well,
I
that was
didn't
like
hear that.
kid hunts. Yeah, they're taking the antlers away.
Really? Are they wanting them to breed?
They're just wanting people to kill more does, basically.
Just wanting to kill more does?
Yeah, they're sick of people like it's like something like it's like a 3-to-1 or 3-to-2 ratio of like bucks to does. It's I mean that at least in terms of reporting, it's like
Most people
significant.
hunt for a rack. They don't hunt.
Yeah,
They hunt for a trophy. So
yeah, they're encouraging people to like Oh, so that was one of the things they suggested. Although I don't think it's been implemented, but basically requiring you to earn your second tag or something like that. So or earn the antlers, earn the rack, however they were portraying it. Basically, you had to kill a doe before you could kill a buck. Which I get that. Why not more meat in the freezer? But it would suck if you have to like pass on a buck because you didn't kill something yet.
dude, the herd's thin up there. It's thin up there. It's thick down here.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Those that don't really understand, Michigan has a lot of farmland down south, a lot of forest land up north.
And there's wolves in those forests.
And there used to be herds of deer in those forests. And those herds of deer don't exist anymore. The herds are all down here, and they're little tiny little corn-fed deer. I shouldn't say tiny, I should say fatty corn-fed deer. But at the same time, like glyphosate corn-fed deer. You know what I mean? Those forest deer might be acorn. They might be a little more lean. They might be like more gamey. I don't know. I just think it's maybe a little more healthy of a product, but it's also it's a little bit more of a fucking hunt. That's for sure, because the herds just aren't there, man. They used to be in deep herds, dude, flowing through the fucking forest, man. And it's just nothing like that anymore, dude. You're lucky to see a buck chasing a doe. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild. There's barely anything up there. Occasionally, I mean, we'll see stuff. My brother got one last year. My dad got one a couple years ago. Every now and then they come out, but not like it used to be. And when I was a kid, dude, they were everywhere, man. It was really cool to see herds of deer in the fields. You see them in cornfields down here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've caught
herds down here.
I've caught video with my drone of over 70 deer in one field.
I'm sure they're up there. I'm sure that there's also farms edge the forest, and they get it like that up there too. But it's so just picked off, man. They're all picked off. There's so many hunters up there now. It's wild. It's like it is like there was a phase where there was like not many hunters, and now there's like a lot of hunters again.
The guys in the UP are blaming the wolves, man.
Blaming the wolves? Yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely
They're pissed at the DNR for allowing that to go on.
The coyote are in there. I don't know how much damage the coyote are doing, but there's.
I don't think they're doing. I think coyotes are kind of more cleanup crew with that. I think the wolves that they have up there are just plowing through the deer.
I saw a wolf a few years ago. Big fucking dog jumped the track, and when you're standing there, you're just walking, and you hear something running, like charging through the woods, like the ground shakes and shit. I moved. I sidestepped the doe. Just charged. I don't even know if she saw me. She's just charging, dude. And I sidestepped. And I thought I was going to get ran. I could hear it. And before I even saw it, I could hear being ran over. I'm like, I'm going to be ran over. What the fuck is this sound? And then I moved because I could hear it coming at me. And then fucking doe flew right the fuck by me. And then the same thing happened with a wolf. Big fucking dog, whatever it was. Both same almost the same place on the same 2-track, but like a couple years later. Pretty heavily trafficked game run right there. Bear. I heard cats. I heard hissing and growling cats. Never seen one. heard them. A lot of animals. I've seen a lot of dens.
Mhm.
I always go move away from a den. I see a den, I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, on that note, guys, we'll leave you something to dream about.
I like looking for Bigfoot. That's the next episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe on a late session we could talk about Bigfoot.
Keep growing, everybody.